Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and in today's video we're going to discuss the best heroes to make to Red Star in Angel Legion as your first hero. Now, we have said many times before that some of the best heroes are those that can CC, and we've also spoken about the best heroes to make to your first gold hero, but we haven't spoken about SS heroes and taking them all the way up. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, before we do that, guys, let me give a shout out to Angel Legion, who are sponsoring today's video. That's the game we're going to be talking about. And also, guys, if you haven't already, you can download it from the Google Play Store. You can get it from the App Store for Apple. And as well, you can get it for Steam if you play on PC. Although my personal recommendation would be to play on the Android servers via PC using an emulator. In addition, after you've set up your account, and also if you already have an account, and you haven't already, you can get some free resources using the codes down below in the description by following a link to a web page which will take you to somewhere where you can enter in your account information and then also that code and get those free rewards. So make sure you do that, guys. Download Angel Legion and I'll see you on the servers. Anyway, folks, let's go check out who I think the top 5 heroes are to make to Red Star as your first SS hero. Number 5 is the only non-combo hero on this list, mainly because she's the best non-combo hero to take up as your first hero. It's Hellscythe Jocasta. Now, if you don't know, Jocasta is one of the very few heroes who can both deal damage and heal herself at the same time. This makes her a very, very powerful hero, especially when you go up the Overlord talent tree, which allows her to gain loads of bonuses when the rest of your heroes have died. So if you're looking for a very budget-friendly, easy-to-obtain hero who you can build as your first SS hero, whilst you're, collecting all the different combo heroes you can, Hellscythe Jocasta is up there for me as one of the best. Her final passive gives her damage resistance, which is really nice when her health is low, giving her more effective HP. As well, if you combine that with a damage resistance elf, it makes her very difficult to kill, and as she heals, she boosts those elf shields all the way back up. In addition, this healing comes from her attack, so the more damage she deals, the more healing she does to herself, so obviously the more damage she does is really helpful, so you can give her something like martial armor to increase the amount of damage she's doing, which is really good. And her active skill hits absolutely everybody on the front row, so she can kill a lot of people very efficiently. She's pretty much what you want from an early damage dealer. Sure, she doesn't offer any control, but you can use control heroes alongside a very high level Hellscythe to get them to CC the opponents, have Hellscythe clean up, and then hopefully by the time your control heroes are dead, your Jocasta can finish up on her own. So she's a very, very powerful early game hero. We really like her here on the stream, and lots of people build her as their first hero for that reason. After you're finished with her, what you can do is actually just get rid of her by swapping her with someone else, and you get back all the SS copies of Jocasta you've used, and at that point you can then use those SS Jocastas to boost your heroes higher through the red stars to then obviously make your team more powerful, which again is another really good strategy that we stress that people do here, because honestly, building a Jocasta as your first hero is really, really helpful and very easy to do, because getting heroes of Jocasta is easy compared to the rest of the heroes you'll find on this list. Some might argue for the same reason that Executioner, Dragon Knight are very good picks. These two guard heroes are very nice, but I don't like them if you're building them as your first Red Star hero compared to Jocasta, mainly because Jocasta can heal and has so much tankiness when combined with a damage resistance elf that honestly, there's no reason not to go for Jocasta over the other two. Sure, you could do well with an Executioner following that same strategy, or even a Dragon Knight if you wanted a little bit of CC, but personally, I prefer Jocasta because she can heal. Although, I'm sure there are people out there that would have success building Dragon Knight as a Red Star hero going forwards. But she doesn't quite make the list, and the rest of the heroes here are combo heroes, so let's go check them out. Number 4 on this list is Valkyrie. Valkyrie is capable of dealing a lot of damage to every single opponent on the team, and that's what puts her on this list. She's able to damage everyone. As well, she is able to attack twice. If you look at continuous action, she can attack again, and this is up to a 50% chance to trigger. As well, her final passive super combo allows her to potentially do an active skill as this additional attack for free. There's a 40% chance that that combo attack is an active skill, which is really nice because it doesn't use any energy when it does it. Beautiful. So you can end up with getting double active skills back to back, which is really nice. When you combine this with Scythe Maya, you're also increasing your hit, reducing the chance that your opponent dodges you, which is very useful when going against AI, because a lot of AI game modes have a lot of dodge, especially in campaign and the battlefield. So Valkyrie is really good at cleaning up in these game modes. For that reason, I think she's a very, very powerful hero. Being able to attack twice as well synergizes with other heroes that could potentially make it on this list, such as Phantom Blade, but we'll be talking about Phantom Blade a little later on. And I really do like Valkyrie. The only thing that pulls Valkyrie back is the fact that you need a Scythe Maya, and we all prefer Katana Maya to Scythe Maya, in my honest opinion. That said, a Scythe team could potentially be really good with some of the other heroes that are going to make it on this list, and as well, even Time Guardian as a CC hero is very powerful as well. So you could use a low-level Time Guardian to put in that CC and then get Valkyrie to clean up. Very similar to what I was saying about Jocasta, because a lot of these heroes that you'll see on this list are mainly damage dealers and not CC heroes. Being able to stun or sleep opponents is very, very helpful, and not having that from a first hero can be a little bit upsetting. However, of course, if you're using a magic arrow to go feed energy to someone like Time Guardian, or any other hero that can CC, you should be okay in a lot of the game modes such as Battlefield and Campaign. So yeah, for that reason, I think Valkyrie is a really, really powerful first hero. She shouldn't be slept on, and I know that some of my moderators really hate going against Valkyries in PvP because they can just steal matches. Valkyrie can high roll, attack multiple times, wreck your team, destroy all the little guys, and it can make it really hard to come back. So yeah, big props to Valkyrie being a fantastic first hero to make as your first red star. Number 3 on this list is probably the most popular hero in the game. It's Phantom Blade. Now, Phantom Blade is popular for many, many reasons and has been arguably our favorite hero on the stream for quite some time. That said, though, my personal favorite is Time Guardian. Sadly, she doesn't make this list. But when it comes to dealing damage and killing bosses, there are none that can do it quite as well as a Phantom Blade. The reason being is Energy Transform. Whenever she deals a basic attack or normal attack, she will increase her energy, and for each piece of energy she has, her damage will increase by 6%. So basically, you want to go into manual mode and just basic attack over and over and over again, never use any energy with her active skill, and just have her on 20 times energy, dealing a ton of damage. This is a fantastic strategy in the simulated alpha. It's brilliant against opponents, and what makes this even more powerful is flexible combat. After any ally releases their own basic attack, Phantom Blade has up to a 50% chance to attack herself. So what you can do is combine her with heroes such as Stormwitch, where Stormwitch gets multiple basic attacks, and then Phantom Blade will come in and hopefully follow up with those. That's how people get a lot of damage in the simulated alpha, and also just Phantom Blade on her own in many game modes is able to attack outside of her turn with that really high damaging basic attack, which can just shut down opposing teams, increasing the effective damage of your account. So the more powerful you make this Phantom Blade, the better your account will be, because you'll just be stacking up so much damage that it can just blow out many, many game modes. For that reason, Phantom Blade is a huge choice for me as a first red star hero. One weakness of hers, though, is you do need Time Guardians to upgrade Phantom Blade through the ranks. So that can be a little bit unfortunate for many people, because a lot of people love Time Guardian as an early CC hero because she's very reliable at stunning opponents and doesn't necessarily need Maya to work alongside her, and she doesn't necessarily need to crit either. She just has a very good base stun chance anyway from her active skill. So you could find that having to feed Time Guardians puts you off building Phantom Blade, but if you're a big spender and that's something you're prepared to do, building a Phantom Blade as your first red star hero is definitely a viable strategy when considering who to take to SS. So I really like Phantom Blade for that reason. She's not only fantastic in PvE game modes, she's also phenomenal if you're the attacker in PvP. So yeah, you can do some amazing things with a Phantom Blade, really high damage dealer. Just remember you have to fight with her in manual mode. So maybe that's not for you either. Maybe you want someone you can just throw in automatic mode, and that's why we're going to be not putting Phantom Blade so high, because of those little weaknesses of hers. She's awkward to use, she requires Time Guardian, so maybe she's not for everybody. Hopefully the next 2 heroes on this list will patch that weakness, but anyway, let's go check them out. Number 2 is another one of our major favorites here on the stream as a first red star hero. It is Filial Spirit, also known as Mulan. Now, we didn't know much about this hero. We didn't even consider her as a good early angel until Talking Scribe, one of my moderators, went ahead and built her and was blown away just by how much damage he was able to do against the simulated alpha. If that's a game mode you care about, Filial Spirit is pretty much up there with Phantom Blade when it comes to sheer damage. What's amazing is she's able to attack multiple times with her active skill, and each time she does, it increases the damage if it hits an opponent she's already hit. These individual attacks will scatter amongst your opponents. What's really cool as well is as you manage to take down the enemies, you're reducing the amount of opponents there, which increases the chance she hits multiple. So later on into a fight, when it's a 6v6, your Mulan is going to be really, really good. So if you make her as your first Red Star hero, she's going to stick around, stay alive, and make it to the end game where she's going to blow out. Combine that by going up the Overlord tree, she is going to nuke opponents with that active skill, and it is just beautiful to see. What's also really cool is her own damage boost will increase, and that stacks up to 4 times, which is really nice, making her deal even more damage. And as I said before, her skill, Endless Battle, means that the more times you hit an opponent, the more damage you're going to do. It's absolutely brilliant. These attacks are really good. And honestly, you might look at this and see that 50% physical damage doesn't seem like much, but when it hits multiple times, as well as gaining that increase from the damage boost, plus the fact it increases every time it stockpiles on an opponent, it makes Mulan a very, very, very strong hero who I love to see in the early game, in the late game. She's going to be great forever. So Filial Spirit, if you were planning on building a Scythe Maya, or maybe even not, to be fair, because look, the difference, what is it? 1 extra attack from that active skill? Maybe you don't even care about that. She can still do what she does very nicely without even having a Scythe Maya. That said, if you wanted to go ahead, build Mulan and Valkyrie, that's very interesting very quickly. So yeah, really fun hero, very versatile. I love to see her on early accounts. She's really unique. Not a lot of people build her early on. Hopefully they will now that I've given her a shout out and put her at number 2 on this list. And finally, we come to number 1. It's no other than arguably the most powerful and most versatile hero in the game. It's Deadly Shadow. Deadly Shadow is the only hero on this list capable of CCing opponents, and that's whenever she crits. So obviously, you want to increase her crit as much as possible, therefore, you want to level her up as fast as possible so that you can gain all the bonuses from her talent tree. What's phenomenal is she hits the front line and has a 40% extra chance to crit if you are using a Katana Maya, and we've already said many times that the Katana is arguably the best artifact for Maya to have. So the synergy there is already fantastic. She also gets increased crit damage by 25%, and that goes all the way up to 50% when you upgrade her through her levels. So 50% added crit damage boost is mad, because it means she's able to deal a massive amount of damage when she crits, and if the enemy lives, they get stunned. It makes Deadly Shadow such a blowout hero against opponents. And really, it makes her arguably the best hero in the game. Stick her at the front, not only are you going to destroy your opponent with that early active skill, you're going to potentially stun them as well. Having her in the first slot on your team is always a must for Deadly Shadow. You can fuel her with someone like Magic Arrow to get her having multiple active skills over and over again. You can use energy canisters to have the same effect, and you will not be upset. Deadly Shadow is a fantastic early hero, and honestly, you cannot go wrong. Look, when the combo skill deals a crit hit, you have a 60% chance to stun the enemy for 1 round, and that goes all the way up to 100% stun chance. The only thing getting around that is going to be dodge, so obviously you want to give her armor that increases her hit, or have some passives that improve her hit. And you've got to watch out, though, in PvP, you might find other people are trying to use Deadly Shadows and could also stun you as well. So if their team is more powerful, they're going to go first, and therefore it would be wiser for you if you had an angel that can improve your crit resist, and maybe also some talents that improve your crit resist to protect you from getting critted on. And that's Deadly Shadow's one weakness, actually, is crit resistance, because if she doesn't crit, she ain't going to do stun, and she ain't going to do that massive crit damage. Now, if that's something you're interested in, you might want to go back and consider Mulan, but then again, a lot of Mulan's damage also comes if each of those attacks crit. So these are things you got to consider. That's very late game. In the early game, not a lot of people will have crit resistance. The only thing people really resist in the early game is silence, which is why Dragon Knight doesn't make this list, but in many game modes, crit resistance isn't too much to worry about. That said, you do have to worry about it in some game modes, such as Battlefield and Campaign, the deeper and deeper and deeper you get. Also, dodge can be a little bit of a problem, so again, you are going to need hit here. But if you do get lucky, you do get that RNG on your side, you will absolutely blow out opponents, and Deadly Shadow will not do you wrong. She lasts in teams right through till endgame and becomes more of a CC unit, but combining great damage with great CC makes Deadly Shadow the best first hero to build to Red Star for your account if you can get the copies of her. And as well, who is not going to build a Katana Maya when it's such a powerful weapon to give to Maya? So yeah, really good hero here. If you aren't building Deadly Shadow, I want to see those Mulans, I want to see those Phantom Blades, I want to see those Valkyries. But seriously, you can't go wrong with Deadly Shadow. But if I had the choice, if you had to turn around to me and go, oh wait, MK, you can have any hero to Red Star, would I build Deadly Shadow? No. I don't find it fun. I've already done it before. I know how strong she is. We actually have her on my Server 25 account. She's a really good hero. She's pushed me very far. But I think personally, if I had to choose any of these, just for the fun and pure satisfaction, it's Filial Spirit. I know she was second place on this list, but I think she's so cool and so unique and so underplayed that I really like having her as a first hero, because it could encourage other people to build her too. That said, if you want to play it safe, go ahead, build Deadly Shadow, and have a grand old time. I hope you found this video useful. I hope it's going to inspire you guys with your Angel Legion accounts, and let me know if there's anything you disagree about or any other heroes that you've built to Red Star and you really enjoy using as well. Be sure to let me know in the comments section down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you want to catch more content, be sure to subscribe. Until next time, guys, happy island.